Yobachi 2007 back at you with another one. We got to get deeper on this video about the pink sauce lady chef pie because this thing is pretty crazy. And just the other day, we got into it over here. I showed you how she's running this scam, right? Pink sauce lady, latest to scam black women with GoFundMe hustle. And so we talked about the overall situation, how she got started, the original scam a year ago when she was sending out all this sauce in the mail with milk and mayonnaise products in it, and it was exploding in bottles and getting people sick. And now she's running a GoFundMe hustle, claiming that she isn't getting paid by the company that got her product into Walmart, which then we find out is a lie. So anyway, let's start to run some of this video and we'll get into it. But before we do that, can you take a moment to like this video up? Hit the like button real quick if you like me, and that'll help me out. And then we'll get right back to the program. Just hit that like button for me. Now let's go ahead and check out what she's talking about.
What is up, y'all? It's your girl Chef P, and I am back with another video. Okay, so I know y'all wondering, like, where the hell is she? What does she have going on? Is she homeless? What's going on with my contract?
Breast jobs are going on. That's what we can see. And of course, she has her full stripper look going today. It's got the stripper wig on, the stripper lashes, the stripper halter top. She's got the stripper tats and the stripper breast job. I'm sure she had to be a stripper before she was doing this. I'm surprised she isn't doing that now since she claims she's living in hotels because she's broke, even though she's making a bunch of money off of the pink sauce from the company that's uh, been doing the distribution in the in store shelving for her.
I know I've been quiet for a minute, but I've literally been taking a sabbatical just to get my mind together, get my kids stabilized, get my house stabilized, and get my business back in order. So that is where I've been, just regaining balance and peace inside of my life. And I'm back now. I missed y'all so.
This is peace. Does this look like a woman of peace to you? But okay, if that's what she's trying to sell, just like she sold that poisonous pink sauce that was baking in the sun. I guess she wants to try to sell you all this lie now. But let's see.
So much. Thank you to all of the people who sent me kind words and motivation. Thank you also for the donations. They have helped tremendously, guys. Now, let's talk about.
She has scammed you all tremendously. This woman has made $120,000 in the last year off the pink sauce alone that she was paid out by the company that does the distribution. And on top of that, they paid lawyers' fees for her that didn't have to come out of her pocket. That they had no, they were not obligated to pay whatsoever. She should have paid for her own lawyer. They paid for that. They also paid back her refunds from the money that she would not refund to people who she sent terrible product to. She sent product that exploded in the mail, food products that exploded in the mail, and she would not refund people. The other company paid her refunds for her again, which they were not obligated to do. I think up to about $30,000. So on top of making $120,000, she's gotten another probably $50,000 in benefits that she had no right to, that she was hooked up with, that she should have been paying out of her pocket. And you can't say she didn't have the money to pay a refund. You have the money because somebody paid you the money. You didn't deliver the product that you were supposed to. You just give the money back. Instead, she went and spent it. Again, she's a constant scammer.
What is actually going on, and all of this chaos that's going on with Dave's Gourmet. So first of all, I want to acknowledge this $120,000 that they've responded to the blog saying that they paid me. So number one, it wasn't an upfront payment of $120,000 straightforward. It was sent to me partially. I don't know if it blocked out right there because the low battery thing came. But they were partial payments, and then also a huge chunk of that money went towards me paying for Airbnb and paying for hotels because, mind y'all, I was homeless for 6 months following this, in which I kept having a security issue because I was promised that I would receive legal help for people spreading false narratives about the pink sauce. However, that never happened.
Makes no sense. Okay. So either you made 120,000, you were paid $120,000, or you weren't. This fake air quotes and not knowing how to use air quotes. If it was $120,000, whether you got it in parts, in installment payments, or all at once is irrelevant. You have $120,000. Note she doesn't give you a different number. She doesn't tell you it wasn't $120,000. She tries to play it like, well, maybe it wasn't, and does air quotes, and then doesn't tell you a different number. And says it was a partial payment. Well, Dave's demonstrated or put out a statement, Dave's Gourmet, that she was to receive quarterly royalties. So they're supposed to be partial payments. That's the way a quarterly royalty works. You get paid every quarter of the year after every 3 months of the 12 months of the year, 4 quarters. You're supposed to get partial payments, and she got them. Now she's talking about having to live in Airbnb or in hotels and things of that nature. The reason you have to live in a hotel, and people who are broke and poor and have to go live in a hotel, they live in a motel, one of those cheap rental places, down on Skid Row or wherever in your town. You have those cheap motels, and they pay a weekly rate, and sometimes maybe it's an extended stay, so you can have a kitchen. But most of the time, people can't even afford that. They just get the cheapest thing, smoking. How are you getting Airbnbs and getting nice hotels? The reason why they have to do that is because they can never get enough money at once to pay first and last month's rent on an apartment. Now, again, we already told you she stole people's money previously on products she didn't deliver. So she already had tens of thousands of dollars from last year's scam of sending out that garbage pink sauce. Now, Dave's Gourmet has come out and stated that their first quarter payment alone was $10,666. That's January, February, March payment, probably then paid in April. $10,666. You couldn't pay first and last month's rent and a security deposit. You couldn't drop $2,000-$3,000 and get your family, get your kids into a stable place to live. That was just the first payment. She's gotten at least another royalty payment since then, probably 2 more by now. Or maybe she's getting ready to get the third one now. But anyway, it's been $120,000 over the course of the last year. And you can't make first and last month's rent and a security deposit to give your children a stable place to live. Instead, you're going around getting luxury Airbnb accommodations and then acting like you're a victim, and then getting these fools out here to send you money on GoFundMe. Scam artist.
So, it built up a lot for me, in which they know, and I have proof of the conversations that I actually had with them about not receiving the support that I was promised. So that goes to that. Now, also, people speculating about me getting my body done. Me getting my body done would not make me broke. And this...
Yeah, that's why you're not broke, but you got your body done. She's gonna lie. I've seen part of this before. She's gonna talk about her booty, but she ain't talking about this breast job.
Ass came from Eunice. This is my ass. And who makes a financial decision?
But those are silicones of breast.
That would make them broke. So my body has nothing to do with it. So let's leave that completely out of the category of what we're talking about. However, they know the proof and the truth in what I have on this phone.
And she knows her body has everything to do with that. Instead of securing a place for your kids to live, you went and got breast job. You go and get your hair and nails done every single week. You go and get these elaborate wigs, sewn into your head or whatever you're doing with it. You make sure your makeup's on fleek. You got money for $200 tats over and over. You got money for everything except for securing your kids a safe, secure place to stay. I'm done with this. Maybe we'll come back and do another one. And I'll try to let her talk more than me commenting so much. But man, this everything she says is ridiculous. Her whole disposition and everything she's coming forth with is just ridiculous.